Hi friends. There's a big difference between practicing and playing. And in this video, we're going to take a look at some ideas to help bridge that gap by practicing more musically. For me, the most important thing whenever I practice is to first have a goal. What's the goal of this? What's the point of this particular session? And many times for me, the goal is to master the fingerboard. Right, to learn this grid, to find all possibilities of whatever the idea it is that we're working on, because we all know this is a complex instrument to master and it takes a long time. So a lot of times my goal is simply to work on mastering that fingerboard and keeping that goal in mind as I'm working on whatever it is on that particular day that I'm practicing. Well, most people who know my channel probably know that I'm mostly interested in improvised music, and probably most folks would say it's in the modern jazz vein, but that's not all that I do. And I've had many years in the past of playing classical music, mostly interested in right hand, playing without the pick, playing fingerstyle, and every now and then I return to that literature just to keep those chops up and play some beautiful music, including from this book, Andres Segovia, Studies for the Guitar by Fernando Sor. Really great book. Has some really beautiful pieces in it, and I've been playing through this recently, and the thing that struck me most was the use of all these beautiful open triads. And I thought, well, how well do I really know my open triads? Let's see. And how can I use this in a musical way to master the fingerboard, to test where I really am with this stuff, and to make some music out of it. So the idea today is to take what I usually do whenever I'm working on particular concept that I need to internalize is, many times anyways, to write a piece of music that uses the idea that I'm trying to incorporate and then integrate through that vehicle. And many times I write tunes that I bring to different groups I play with, and that it's dealing with a particular issue that I am weak in. Maybe it's a particular chord scale or a rhythmic idea or some harmonic movement, and I put it in the piece, and forces me to deal with it, and then by playing that piece I have to deal with it. So that idea I use a lot, and here's a simple idea where I've written this very simple melody. We're going to use the key of C. I wrote this very simple melody in the key of C. Very short phrase. C, D, F, E, D, C, C. And then I'm going to harmonize that using open triads from the key of C. So the 1 chord, C, the 5 chord, G, the 4 chord, F, the 1 chord, C, the 5 chord, G, 4 chord, F, and 1 chord, C. Okay, so this doesn't sound like modern jazz. It's inspired from Fernando Sor and Segovia's take of these just open triads. Now, can I do this using different inversions? I'm going to use the same chord sequence, 1, 5, 4, 1, 5, 4, 1, but take it through the inversions. So now I'm going to start with, I was in second inversion for the 1 chord. I'm going to move it to the root position, but I'm going to play the same cycle. 1, 5, 4, 1, 5, 4, 1. Then if I go up to the next inversion of that same cycle, 1, 5, 4, 1, would take that idea and play it all over the fingerboard, all the different string sets, the different combinations, and see if I can do that. Once I get through that, then I would say, well, what if it were a minor key? What if the melody was the same, except it's minor, so the E becomes flat, and then all my harmonies become minor? What would that sound like? Very different, right? Now inverting those chords, 1 minor, 5 minor, 4 minor, 1 minor, 5 minor, whoops, 4 minor, 1 minor. And then the next inversion, 1 minor, 4 minor, 5 minor, 4 minor, 1 minor, 5 minor, 4 minor, 1. So there's the inversions all in the minor key. So again, taking that all through the different string combinations and permutations might be something worth doing. And then what if it were harmonic minor, if it contained the leading tone? So C natural minor being C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat, and B flat. But if it's harmonic minor, it contains the leading tone, the B natural. So that means the 5 chord would be major, but the other two, the 1 and the 4, would remain minor. And then what if I built a loop with these inversions, playing them and harmonizing them with those inversions that we played earlier, and then improvise over it? So here's harmonic minors in C harmonic minor. So the 1 chord is C minor, the 4 chord is F minor, the 5 chord is G major. So here's what that might sound like. There's the loop. Second time I'm going to play the next inversion. So here comes around. There's the 2. Now the third inversion. So there's my bed. Now have some fun improvising over the top of it. So that's the idea. We took basic, not forgetting our goal, which is to master the fingerboard, to see where we're really at by playing these simple melody, harmonizing it with open triads, moving those open triads into different inversions, but keeping the same chord progression, and see if you can do that on different string sets in different keys, and then just have some fun improvising over it. So this might be a way to help balance the practice, the slow, methodical steps you need to take to understand what the inversions are and what those open triad, where those open triads are. But as soon as you get that idea, we want to turn it into music very quickly. So hopefully this is something that you can find useful. And if you do, there might be another video here that you might also like about embodying a musical concept. Good luck.